let's see if we can get the stream manager up. I can. Welcome back, everybody. It is another day to play Minecraft, another day to probably try to get some stuff done with the world and with the aquarium that we're working on. I'm trying to check my microphone level real quick to make sure that it's working good for everything. Alright. There we go. Got that going. Come on, load up. I should arguably start streaming after loading up, but I never do. Alright, so preparations for the aquarium, which includes more bone meal to get that water better. It also includes some coral, which we'll have to go find ourselves, most likely via flying around, I think, because that's probably my best bet, which means I probably will have to go trade. Whoa, hello, loading issues. Are you gonna well, I guess we can see the upstairs from here. Yeah, I was going to make some more rockets and also go trade some of this paper to fix our elytra because it was pretty damaged last time. So let me get the elytra out. Yeah, it was pretty damaged, so I figured we should probably fix that up. And we'll make as many rockets as we can. And then we'll run to our village and go fix this elytra real quick. Just to get it out of the way. And then we can go back to working on the aquarium. I still need to finish this village because it's kind of really pretty until you get to like certain sections that are just completely... Why are you free? Oh yeah, because you're the one that I let free. Duh. I keep forgetting that I only have certain ones trapped in here. And it looked from behind it looked really similar to these guys. So I was confused how one of these guys was out wandering. There we go. Fixed up elytra. Easy peasy. I could theoretically also at some point upgrade my boots because I don't have all the upgrades for the modern enchants, but I don't know if it'll let me without saying that it's too expensive, since I would need Soul Speed 3, I believe, because I don't think I have Soul Speed. Oh, I had Soul Speed 2 on these. Okay, so I would need just Soul Speed 2 to add to them. So, interesting tidbit. I don't know how I managed to do all of this on a pair of boots, because in the PS5 version that I was playing, I could not for the life of me manage to put together a pair of boots without getting the too expensive notification. Which was very irritating because I knew that it was possible since I had made another pair of boots without getting the too expensive notification, and then that pair just literally wouldn't let me do it without doing that. And I kept looking up like the tutorials to tell you what order to put it in. Still wouldn't work. Still kept telling me that it was too expensive. So I don't know what I was doing wrong there, but probably something because I assumed that I was in the wrong. We'll also have to add lighting on the exterior of this and also some decor. Well, it looks like these are trying to grow some at least on their own. I'm gonna get some bone meal, break my way back in, and start getting to work. There we go. There go. There we go. I guess this will also be an easy way to get some more kelp. We'll also have to figure out underwater lighting to make this be brighter, because this dark isn't that good for it either. There it goes. Yeah, I think it's just a crowding rule of why it keeps not going all the way up sometimes. But anyways, besides that, how's everyone doing today? I don't know if anyone's even around to answer how they're doing, but I'm gonna try to stream for quite a few hours today if I can, which means I'll probably be muted for about 15 minutes or so at some point today during stream, because that's when I get a phone call. I'm not sure if I will last the entire duration that I want to last without getting kind of tired of doing this tedious task, but I'm hoping I will. Alright, we need the bone meal back in this inventory slot. And we need another stack. Okay. There we go. I know this is kind of redundant and probably isn't that necessary when I made it a good top layer, but I'm also super particular about trying to make sure that everything's going to flow right, because if I start getting critters in here and they're not like moving correctly, I'm gonna be kind of upset, because then that means I have to move them and then deal with like this sort of setup and then go back to having them there, which is just too much effort and too much wasted time. So I'd rather waste the time now and get it done correctly than waste time another time with it being wrong. And then this also, like I was saying, makes it easier for if I have to make that top part lower, because these are all source blocks, so blocking off that top part wouldn't become a problem like it would be if it wasn't source blocks. There we go. Up we go again for air. Why does that not want to go up all the way? Nixie, quit it, please. Thank you. Wow, that's not working at all. Why is that not working at all? There it goes. Back up we go again. Why does this not want to? There it goes. Come on. That was a weird lag spike. And we'll also have to check on the axolotls before we head off to look for coral. And hopefully when we find coral, it'll be a place where we can get a bunch of tropical fish as well while we're there. I think it's partially the lag that's impacting this as well, because sometimes when I'm placing the bone meal like this, it doesn't even register it. So we should probably pick up some of this kelp up here because I'm sure that's not helping with the lag. I ought to be making backups of this world too when I play so that it's not as risky that it could be lost to a glitch or a crash. Because if I lost all this progress, I'd probably be pretty peeved. Getting a lot easier though, as long as I'm timing it correctly to get this done. Nix. No scratching on the bed, you know the rules, goober. Good girl. I have both dogs up on the bed with me while I stream, which is a little hectic, but not too bad. Good enough on that one. Alright, so that's all of the kelp that we can get done for now. Which is like a little over halfway done by the looks of it, so that's helpful. These are all ones I can use for breeding, because I'm not particular to them. Those ones I'm keeping. So I think I'll move this stuff into a different one. And then we'll have this one for the fish that we do find. Do we have a regular? Yes, we do. I was making sure we also had a regular shulker. Scooped up the baby. This could take quite a while, I'm pretty sure, because I'm pretty sure it takes like 1 in 1200 or so chance, something like that. 1 in 1200, 1 in 1600 chance to get a blue one, and we want 2 blue ones, so it's gonna take a while. I'm out of enough fish to breed them, so we'll just put these babies in their own bin, or not. I guess we'll just figure out what we're gonna do with these babies at a later date. Okay, so I don't know if I want to boat or fly yet. I think probably fly, because I think it'll be a decent ways away. If I drink this night vision, it makes the ocean a lot easier to see. So I think that's what we'll just do, is fly out. We'll probably do a freshwater exhibit as well with some regular like salmon and some cod, but those are easy enough to get close to home, so I can do that anytime. We went over so many oceans in the other direction. We probably should be going the other direction. Really. I'm also not used to playing legit, which is weird because I always play legit when my worlds, but with the world that I've been playing on the PS5, it wasn't my decision on the controls and the settings. So, there's keep inventory on, which I mean is like something that you do a lot, but it's something that's also like not very helpful to get used to, because then you get used to it and you're in worlds like this where I can't just, you know, oh, I'll just die and go home and be fine. No. If I die, I won't be going home. Yeah, I'm pretty sure in this direction there were quite a bit of oceans. I bet the ocean monument even might be near it. Where's my cords again? Twitch. World 2. Negative 1900, negative 2400. Okay. So we have quite a few blocks to go. I should be charging my phone while I do this as well. There we go. I'm just kind of slow flying this time, as much as I would prefer to go a lot faster, because I don't want to A, waste too many rockets, and B, encounter too much world lag. I will stop here for a bit to collect some of this coal, even though I probably shouldn't and should just get moving. Alright, let's go. Ooh. How did I miss that with my last flyby? Okay, I need to stop. I can come back here if I want to some other time. I want my night vision to be useful. Of course. Nothing all that useful. Okay. I wanted to fly over this water and fly a little close so I can see if there's anything else that I want. I don't want all these boring oceans. I want a warm ocean or a coral reef. Preferably a coral reef. There's the monument. So there's no warm ocean or coral reef in the monument, but I can take some time here to be able to get some of the stuff we need. Because like I said, I started taking out this whole ocean monument. And because this has silk touch, I'll be able to grab those sea lanterns, which will be very helpful for the exhibits. Hello, welcome. How are you doing today? I am currently trying to take out some of this ocean monument for some materials for a aquarium back home. If I can find what I need, which is sea lanterns mainly. For right now. I don't want to take too much of everything. I'm running out of night vision, which will make it a little more bleak down here, but that's alright. Guardians are killing squids. I didn't even notice that they do that. But I don't spend a lot of time around guardians, so that kind of makes sense. I tend to avoid ocean monuments like the plague. But I think I already killed the, I'm pretty sure I already killed the Elder Guardian, so I'm pretty sure there's no danger or anything in here. Besides just regular guardians, which shouldn't be too bad. I really, really want more of this. That's what I want. Oh goodness. Trident zombie. We'll have to see if we can get a trident zombie to spawn closer to home, so that we can, like, get a little bit better of a setup for the aquarium, including that. I'm glad you're good. I'm doing alright. I'm just trying to get stuff done and play a game for a while. I haven't played very much in a long time, so I'm kind of a little clueless. I've played some on the PS5 for a while. I know a little bit of the new mechanics. I know I'll have to get some new dogs, because there's all the different dogs now. All that sort of stuff. But right now I'm trying to hunt for a coral reef biome, which is why we had night vision, because I'm trying to boat and or fly over this ocean and any other ocean I find, and see if I can find some coral reef so that I can get some coral, because one of the exhibits is going to be full of... Why did I just get hit like that? Was it a trident or was it a guardian? I'm not sure. Anyways, yeah, I'm trying to get an aquarium set up back at my home base, and I want some coral for it to be able to have some cool decor. And I can farm the regular coral near home, which is what I was doing, but then I realized you can't craft those into coral blocks. You have to actually go get coral blocks, so now the mission is to go find coral blocks. The mission is ever shifting in this world, depending on what I feel like doing that day. So hopefully I can use my 2 now 8-minute night vision potions to some use and find some coral. But I was collecting a bunch of this stuff as well. I'm gonna drown. Come on, let me out, let me out, let me out. Let me out. I just wanted a bunch of sea lanterns. 31 should be fine to use for some of the exhibits as well. Okay, I'm gonna swim a little away from this chaos. I'm gonna have to figure out how to get my boat out of my inventory. There it is. I thought it was back in my shulker box again. Yeah, I don't know if I'm gonna be able to find what I need, but what I need is a coral reef. We keep finding a lot of these regular oceans and warm oceans where turtles spawn, which are both kind of cool, but not what I need whatsoever. Yeah, I'm from New Hampshire. It's a pretty small state in the New England region of the United States. So, pretty small, pretty boring. I live in like a pretty rural area. The closest kind of town, well, I mean, I'm in a town, but the closest kind of like more city place is still kind of just a oversized town. For example, I think the town I grew up in has like 12,000 residents, and then the next door one has similar, and then this one probably has more like 6,000, and then the place that my father lived growing up had like 3,000. So it's like plenty of people, but also kind of still pretty tiny, because there are some schools that have that many people enrolled. I don't really know where I'm going and if I'm making any progress on finding a warm ocean. I kind of want to elytra more again. I keep saying warm ocean. I don't need a warm ocean, because the warm ocean can have any of this nonsense. I want a coral reef is what I want. And I don't have any luck with it yet. And I really don't want to waste these 8-minute night vision potions, so I might want to fly. But I feel like boating lets it actually load in, which is a little better. That's another monument, isn't it? Or am I just boating back towards the same one? It's probably the same one. I don't know where I'm boating. It's kind of all the same. I think that's the same one, so we'll just start going that way instead. I mean, I can collect some of these different sized salmon and different sized cod as a option for some of the exhibits, but I really want tropical fish and I really want coral. So I'm trying to find that. Is that a geode that's sticking up in the water? Seriously, I find a geode that's above ground before I find a coral reef? I guarantee you that's a geode. That is too. That's sick. That's so cool. Can we see it? Yep, that's a geode. That's cool. I gotta look at that. I know it's kind of wasting my potion, which I just said I didn't want to do, but that's so cool. There's no water in it. That's awesome. Oh, get out of here. Leave me alone. Yeah, I definitely need more tropical fish because I am breeding axolotls at home to try to get... Where'd my boat go? There it is. To try to get some, is that an underwater chest? It is. I don't think I want it right now. To try to get a blue axolotl or two so that we can have those as well, but they're such a high rarity that it's pretty hard. My mother is texting me. That's cool that you're from New Zealand. That's quite a ways. Yeah, so Messenger isn't working, Mom. My mother wanted me to see if Messenger was working, because Messenger is down for the 50 billionth time. Where am I supposed to be going? This way more? I don't want to keep going back to that ocean monument. Goodness, Mother! I'm like 22 and my mom still texts me for everything all the time. It's all fine. That's a shipwreck with a chest. Ooh, armor trims. Okay. I almost skipped right over that. That's some cool armor trims. Nice. I honestly was just gonna go right by that. And then I saw the chest being super accessible and I was like, I guess I'll try it. That's another ocean monument. This time it's actually another one. Like, that's not the one that we were just at. I know that for a fact. How do we find a second ocean monument before we find a coral reef? That's what I want to know. I'm gonna just try to skirt far enough around it that I don't get mining fatigue, because I can't exactly drink milk when I want my other potion effect to be here. I wish there was an easier way to find... I was also debating making a miniature model of an ocean monument inside the aquarium, but I don't know how I could do that. I wish it was easier to find coral reefs. I wish it was kind of like structures where you can just like where you can just get a map from a villager by trading. But you can't really get a map to a coral reef. You just kind of have to find it on your own. I mean, you could use that thing that everyone's using now, like chunk base or whatever, that tells you where different things are in your world. But I tried that on PS5 and it didn't work very well, so I don't know how well it would work for PS4. I just want a coral reef, man. At this rate, we'll have to use all of our rockets just to get home. Why is a coral reef such a difficult thing to have? I've seen worlds where it's like so many coral reefs in one little area. So yeah, for the aquarium, I'm hoping to lure some, or lead some squid in, some dolphins, some turtles, depending on the exhibits and stuff. Do dolphins need to stay underwater all the time? I don't know. If they need to stay underwater all the time, then I could probably do it in that tank one I was going to do. I don't think they need to stay underwater all the time, because they like surface and stuff. I know turtles need land and sea. And I'll have to like breed turtles so that I can get turtle eggs. And make the turtle eggs hatch in the aquarium, so the aquarium is like their home beach, and then they can breed and lay eggs there. Oh, it's a baby dolphin. And I'm already running out of night vision again. We can make like a shipwreck model too. Nothing in that chest at all, okay. I guess I can just keep boating around without night vision for a while, rather than waste the last 8 minutes of night vision, because coral reefs you can usually tell from above water what they are. I just didn't want to miss them, so I was kind of trying to use the night vision to my advantage. But I think coral reefs have like sea pickles and sea lanterns and stuff, so that you can see the little light up areas. That looked like another underwater chest over there. I don't know if I'll do armor trims on this nether, right? They do need water? Okay. I know they need it. I knew they needed it. I just didn't know if they like surface sometimes or if they just stay under it. Because I'll show you when I get back to the house, because the house is, you know, a couple thousand blocks away now. I'm not gonna bother with that. That's another ocean monument also. I just saw it over there. Yeah, that's another ocean monument. So we found 3 ocean monuments, but not 1 coral reef. That's kind of irritating. Not gonna lie. Yeah, when I get back to the house, I'll show you the aquarium setup. I have to get all the way back there, which my house is all the way back at like -600 on the Z. I don't remember the X chord offhand. I have it written down for when I start going back home. I have like a tank that's fully underwater that I might put dolphins in. I just feel like it might be weird. That's cool. Thank you for the follow, or the ad. I kind of figured because it was a similar name to your Twitch name, so I was like, oh, cool. If only it was easier to find coral reefs. Why am I putting myself through this much pain and suffering? I definitely did not need to make an aquarium in this world, and I am insisting on not only doing it, but doing it with every single type of thing that I can put in it, including tropical fish and coral. Like, hey, let's make this as difficult as physically possible, but most of my other builds are, hey, let's make Minecraft as difficult as physically possible, so. Do I have my 3rd night vision? I do. Come on, I just want a coral reef. Please, world. Please, game. If I find a coral reef, I'll stop exploring and lagging out the whole world. Please? Why is it not nice? I don't want to go that way too far, because that means that it'll go back into that river, and I can't find a coral reef in a river. I also feel like it's kind of cheaty if I try and use chunk base to find a coral reef. I mean, I guess I could, like, try, because I could glance at the seed and run it through chunk base for a coral reef finder and see if it's anywhere near where I've been before. I might do that because I really don't feel like keep finding and hunting and hunting and hunting and hunting for this. Where's chunk base? Chunk base. Oh my gosh, my mom. Okay, seed map. Enter the seed of your world. Where is this? It would be in my settings, I believe. Yes. Seed. I'm fully aware this is kind of cheaty. I'm kind of tired of looking for 753 016 565 05 8830 468 675 301 656 505 8830. Okay. There we go. And then version is bedrock. Dimension overworld. Does it let me find a coral reef? What would it look like if it was letting me find a coral reef? How does this even work? Does it tell me what the symbols mean? It doesn't tell me what the symbols mean, and it's showing me symbols, and I don't know what they mean. Oh, there we go. Okay. Monument, ruined portal, jungle temple, treasure, shipwreck, ocean ruins. Yeah, so it doesn't even tell you where you can find a coral reef. Does it? Let me see. Deep ocean, snowy beach, wooded badlands, warm ocean, cold ocean, deep, deep ocean, deep this ocean, deep that ocean. Taiga, savanna, badlands, bamboo. Why did it just reload the whole entire page on me when I was trying to look at things? That's annoying. I was trying to highlight biomes and see if I can highlight certain biomes. So, what would it classify as for it to be a coral reef? What type of ocean does it have to be a coral reef? In Minecraft, because it's trying to give me real life examples. I don't need real life. Coral reef in the warm ocean biome. Okay. So if I highlight warm oceans, I might be able to find it. warm ocean, and then lukewarm ocean, or deep warm ocean. Okay, so if I highlight those, what does it do? What does it do? Okay, so it looks like there's a warm ocean and a deep warm ocean over here. Where's this? Negative 4,000s. Okay, so I guess we have to just kind of keep traveling if we want to find it. Yeah. Negative 4,000 looks like the best bet. It highlighted this segment here too, which is where well, not where we are. The 11,000 positives. 2,000, 11,000. Okay. So I think we're probably just gonna have to go back home and then start heading in the positive direction and see if we can find that area. But we can, before we head back home, look at the one we were just going to look at that was close to where we already are. Where is it? It is negative 4,000, 8,000. No, that's not near us at all. Alright, so negative 4,000, 8,000, or double positive in the thousands. Basically, we're screwed if it actually is anywhere near either of those places. Goodness. Okay, I guess we will... Ooh, is this a lush cave that's inside of this? That's cool. We could get tropical fish from a lush cave, but we can't get coral. Yeah, that's pretty cool. Big ol' lush cave. I really need coral. That's kind of the main goal of this trip. So I kind of have to go for that warm ocean. And hope and pray that I can find what I need. Which means I'd have to go this way because it was negative 4,000 positive something. I'm gonna look at it again because I totally forgot already. X negative 3,000, Z 7,000. Okay. Let's move some stuff around in our inventory first. Put all of this stuff away. Take out more rockets. We don't have very many, but we have a decent-ish amount. We'll also have to find dogs and stuff, which means we'll have to go to areas that we don't go to very often. I'm going to try to be efficient with these rockets and not use them too much. Wait, I'm going in the complete wrong direction, aren't I? I am. This way. Because I need... this way. I'm not very bright with cords sometimes. But back in the old school worlds, you never had to do stuff like this. The worlds were just kind of limited. You got what you got, and that was it. This is tedious, but that's alright. Tedious happens. I've traveled quite a few thousand blocks in my other world. It's just more tedious in this one because this one likes to lag a lot more and kind of be weird and glitchy. But this world's a lot bigger of a file, so I think it's a lot harder of a time for it to load. I'm saving my last night vision for when we're closer to where we want to be. I'm also astonished by the fact that there's 1600 days, almost 1700 days that I've been playing this world. I was saying last time we'll probably do something cool for like day 2000 or something. To do a cool little milestone. Because I did a whole world tour for episode 100 of the stream. So doing something cool for day 2000 in Minecraft would be cool. Wow, I overuse cool sometimes. Here's hoping that chunk base is actually helpful and that we'll actually be able to find what we need. Because it was negative 3,000, positive 7,000. These are more oceans. It doesn't look like any of them are reefs, though. I'm worried that I'm going to fly right over a coral reef because I'm busy listening to Chunk Base and its responses when Chunk Base hasn't helped me before on Bedrock. Would your settings tell you what version of Bedrock you're in? Probably. Hi Nick, what are you doing, big girl? I'll give you head scratches. Alright, we still have 7,000 more blocks to go. Here's hoping my elytra lasts the trip. I didn't bother to remember to bring a anvil and phantom membranes with me. And that would have been helpful. Or even just XP bottles of some sort. Because I know I have XP bottles. Another village. I'm not gonna detour for it. I get super focused even when I'm just doing silly stuff like this, so I'll just kind of focus and space out. But that's why we did a lot of mic muted streams for a very long time, because I would just mute the mic and just play. I will be muted for at least part of this stream, though. I hate group chats for that very reason. I'm in a couple group chats for my book groups, like different author groups and stuff for street teams and social media teams and advanced reads, and I am getting rapidly irritated and overwhelmed by the sheer amount of notifications that come through on my phone from them, because I really don't use them very often, but I'm just there because I have the advanced read or I like the author, and it's so much. There's like 3 or 4 groups on Facebook that I'm in, and 2 or 3 groups on Instagram, which is what the notifications just were Instagram. And I can't stand it some days. I very much know now why I wasn't one of those kids that was in like friend group, like group chats and stuff, because I would never be able to handle it. None of my friends really did friend group chats, which is probably why I can't handle it now, but you know. I should be writing down the biomes I find on this trip too, because like I said, I want to get all the dogs, and these biomes would help. Hey, that's a swamp. I will detour for that, because some mud would be helpful. I could use frogs in the aquarium too, but I think with this distance I'm not going to bother, because this is way too far from home. Do I need a shovel for it? I think I do. Did they ever make it so you can keep the little tiny flowers that are on mangrove trees? Because I remember you couldn't keep them, like even with silk touch or shears. That should be enough mud. 18, so I'll get a full stack. There we go. We got a full stack. Full 3 stacks, but you know what I mean. Tropical fish. Tropical fish spawn in swamps? What? And no tropical fish spawn in swamps. This is part of what I've been looking for the whole time. Because we need these for the exhibit, and we need them for the breeding of the axolotls. I know a lot of these are duplicates, but that's okay, because I want like 2 of every kind that I have in the different exhibits, and I want some for breeding the axolotls. That's a frog! Can we catch a frog in a bucket? I wish we could. I so would put frogs in the aquarium if it was closer to home, but trying to transport frogs across this big of a distance would be really, really difficult, and I don't think I have the patience for it. Hey, there's some Nemos. Ish. Alright, let's go load these back into the shulker again. I still have to try to find coral, but this is very helpful for the tropical fish supply. And I'll probably even write it down so that I can know where it is when I need it for anything like this. Did I put my boat away as well? No, I didn't. Where is it? Am I missing it? Maybe I didn't pick it up? Question mark? That's alright. It's easy to make a new one. Aim is not strong with this one. I cannot for the life of me catch these fish. Alright, one last one. I think I'm gonna take one of these pretty guys. Because I would love to take more, but I still want to have space for coral, and I'm actively running out of space in my inventory. So, let's make a boat. Let's just keep on walking. Because I need to get this way quite a ways. I will write down the chords for this one. I know I'm a little safer. Alright, chords. Because I'm sure I'll have to fly back here quite often for more fish. There we go. So we have that written down at least, and let's hope that chunk base is correct and not leading me astray in saying that this way by a few more 1,000 blocks will be a deep ocean biome, deep warm ocean. Wow, mangrove swamps are practically impossible to get through. I didn't realize they're this difficult for travel. Wow, how did I start going in the wrong direction? I know these guys, I've had to fight them before on my other world. My other world I was doing trial chambers, which was not fun. So yeah, this is a good area for getting tropical fish again when I have more inventory space and more buckets again. Here's hoping the warm ocean biome we're heading towards actually has... Oh, I wish I had more buckets. There's so many cool fish. I would be getting so many fish if I was getting every type, though, because there's thousands of variations of them, so I kind of have to just stick with what I get. Get what you get and don't throw a fit. But yes, here's hoping that this warm ocean biome is actually going to be a coral reef biome. This is a pretty big mangrove swamp, which makes me have hope for the warm ocean biome over here. Because who knows if it's even real or actually here. I gotta put my phone back in again, and I'm gonna get shot up with poison while I do so. That's alright. Alright. Let's keep going. I like how difficult these are to navigate in a way because it's really mystical and kind of cool to have such a weird, wonky setup to it. Well, there's definitely an ocean coming up soon by the looks of it. Whether it's a warm ocean or not, we'll see. This is still mangrove swamp biome with all the mud. I think we'll do mud and coral for the base of the other two, but then I'm trying to get coral for. I mean, I can survive without coral blocks for the area if I have a place to get tropical fish like here, but I just really wanted coral. Like actual coral blocks and not just coral plants. So I'm kind of stuck on that mentality. Makes it easy to get away from mobs too. There's a beehive in this mangrove swamp? Since when is that a thing? This is a massive mangrove swamp. Oh, we got a little uphill now, too. Because we're approaching a giant mountain. I don't know how I feel about that. At least it was a regular skeleton and not a friggin' whatever those woodsy ones are called. I don't honestly know the name of them. Well, this could either be really good or really bad that there's a mountain here. Either really good because mountains often border on oceans, or really bad because there's not going to be an ocean. This is a jungle biome. Ocelots and spider. This would be where some of those dog types spawn. Birdie. And that's a savanna biome, which would be where more of the dog types would spawn. I haven't been this far in this world, like, ever, I don't think. That's a pretty horse. Well, there's a river, so it might end out into an ocean. We're getting very close to where it says it would be. It makes sense if it is, because a warm ocean would be by savanna. Ooh, it looks like it's an ocean. Is it a warm ocean and is it a coral reef? Can't tell if it's a warm ocean or not. Doesn't look like a coral reef. But we'll give it benefit of the doubt. There's still a couple hundred blocks. It's definitely a warm ocean. There's tropical fish spawning. It's just not a coral reef, which is really sucky. But there's tropical fish spawning, so I'll save it. Negative 3100, 7100. Well, I guess we'll head back towards home. Or I'll make some more buckets and get some more fish before I go. I only have enough for 5 more. So let's make it count. I liked that fish I just saw, and then I lost track of it. This one's a cool one. Why not? I think one of them died somehow. Alright, so I'm going to make some wood. So I can build up from here. And then I'm gonna put my elytra on. Get my rockets. Let's head off then. If the elytra get too damaged, I might just walk the last bit of the way home. And the jungle biome. Oh, fun fact, I actually, when I was playing the PS5 world, I actually found a jungle monument, or a jungle temple? Jungle temple. Which, I haven't seen a jungle temple since back in the old days, when that was like one of the only spawning things you could find, besides like regular spawners and mine shafts. It was so cool to see the old school design and everything still being a thing. I remember hunting for those and like making and remaking worlds because I didn't have any jungle, or I didn't have a jungle that had it. And it was the fixed world days when you didn't really, like I said, you get what you get, so you don't really have much choice, and just keep exploring, you'll find one eventually. Unlike these, where you can basically do, just keep exploring, you'll find something eventually, endlessly. I keep getting all discombobulated when I'm in the sky. I wish it was easier to get home. But that's what happens when you travel thousands of blocks. I didn't even think to pick up the axolotls in case they despawn, so I really hope that they were in a small enough space to not despawn. Because I really don't want to hunt for 2 of each color again. So yeah, when we get home, we'll pick out what fish we want for our exhibits, and then the rest will probably end up being breeding axolotl ones. We're about 3,000, maybe 4,000 blocks from home. Excuse me. I wonder why my elytra are breaking so easily. I traveled like 10 to 12,000 blocks before from home and back without getting my elytra even this damage. It's probably the amount of rockets I'm using, because I think that's what does the most damage. What are the home chords? 664, negative 7, negative 67, 664. I think the wander on this controller was also getting me offset of my course a little bit here and there, because I wasn't even touching my looking area or looking stick on joystick on my controller, and it was somehow getting different directions and different positive and negative facing directions. So close. Yep, I did some terraforming here. Yep, there it is. There's home. Bunk. We ended up right by the aquarium again anyways. Perfect. Alright. We had a few that we had in here. And then we have all of these, which I'm going to move this stuff out and put it in this block, this one, so that we can just have only fish in this one. Alright, this is all fish. So, cotton candy beta. Sorry for the quiet, I'm focusing really hard on making sure I get duplicates out only. Alright, so that should be all just duplicates and such, which means that I can use these for breeding. They are still here. Picking up baby axolotl. I don't know why I didn't get the dirt block from that initial break, but that's fine. Of course I did that again. Why wouldn't I do that again? We have one breed left. Here we go. Okay, so I think the next order of business will be going to sleep to skip this rain some, and then probably running and getting some turtles bred on an island where they will lay eggs, and then picking up eggs and bringing eggs to the enclosure that we want them in. I think we'll switch around what enclosures are what. I don't know if the indoor-outdoor enclosure should be axolotls or if it should be turtles. Probably turtles. But I was gonna do axolotls. It makes more sense for the other one that's just indoor to be axolotls because they don't swim around too much and it has less water. And turtles swim quite often. Alright, we need some seagrass. And then we need some glass. And some wood. What type of wood did I use? Dark oak. Because I'd like to finish the turtle enclosure before I bring eggs over here. No, that isn't dark oak, that's spruce. Of course. And I'll bring some dark oak just in case. I need more food as well. So yeah, this is the aquarium build that's going on. I'm thinking I'm going to change around what I have for the setups of what's what. I think I'm going to change the axolotls out for turtles. Yeah, I think this is going to be a turtle exhibit, not axolotls. Because turtles can swim down underneath. And then I think we'll go one in. There it goes. Messenger started working again. Now my mother is blowing me up. There we go. I wanted the tree to stay a part of it, so that's why I did it that way. And then this is a nice little domed area. Hey, there's one of the new dogs right there. Yep, and we have sand, and then we'll probably make this whole section sand if I have enough sand in here. Because I'm pretty sure I still have sand. Yes, I do. Not much, though. Alright, I'm gonna mute for a while. Alright, let's see if this is working again. Let's see. Is it working again? Hello? Is it working again? There it goes. Okay, cool. I just wanted to make sure that it was working again for the audio and the microphone, because I turned microphone off on my headset and in the settings itself. Okay, I'm back. Welcome back. I was still just kind of mindlessly playing and getting stuff done, so I think the next course of action is the turtles, but I went and bred turtles as you saw, because if you get turtles bred and then you take the eggs, you can place the eggs down, and then if you place the eggs down, that makes that their home beach, which means that when they breed again, they'll lay eggs there. Because I want to be able to have a lot of turtles, but I want them to also have the home beach there so they can lay eggs right there instead of having to keep going and transporting eggs and everything else. So these 2 eggs are going to be our first little colony. What I need to do is to see whether I can name them straight off the eggs or if I have to stay over there consistently until they hatch and then name them. So you can't name turtle eggs, but you can name turtles using a name tag. So I am going to have to make name tags, go over there, stay over there, puttering around every single day until they hatch when I place them down, because I don't want to risk them despawning. So 2 name tags we'll have to name. I gotta go to the bathroom. I'll be right back. I'm lucky that my cat didn't land any closer, because she tried to use the microphone, evidently, while I was gone, and almost turned my microphone on. I am back. I am trying to get some of this kelp gotten rid of, which is why I'm standing here smelting it. Because I don't have enough space in the chest for this much kelp. I'll put some of it away. And I'll keep the dried kelp on me and make it into blocks. And then I'll use the dried kelp blocks as fuel for this. So it's basically just never ending. Anyways, yeah. I'm trying to make sure this is actually going to use the dried kelp for fuel. It will, okay. And I got a trophy, nice. I didn't know it was actually a trophy to do that. Okay, so we can't name them until they're out. We'll have to name them here. Name the name tags here. I don't know what to name them, though. They're gonna be our turtle mascots. What should I name them? I'm gonna name one in honor of a very close friend. I think I'll actually name them both in honor of close friends. How do I spell my other friend's name? I know Elliot's just one T, but I'm trying to figure out my other friend's name. There we go. Okay. Because we will name them after one of my best friends and one of my closest friends. So, one is named after Elliot, who is one of my bestest best friends ever. And the other one is named after Chase, and she is so close to me that I consider her a baby sister, so I think that's good. They can be a part of our world forever and ever, which is nice. Do we actually have any dogs tamed? Because I can't recall. I remember I made a dog room, so I assume I have dogs tamed. Yeah, I do. Okay. We do have some dogs tamed. 3 of them. We have Nyx, we have Cerberus, and then we have a baby that grew up that we didn't name. So we'll have to get a lot more dogs. We'll have to make a whole dog area. I set that bed over there because I'm just going to be sleeping and existing over there pretty much entirely, so that when these eggs hatch, they're not despawning. Yeah, I thought this was going to be a big axolotl pen, but instead it's going to be the big turtle area, which is fine. Make sure they have plenty of light so there's no risk of any zombies spawning and trying to crush them. And now we will let them do their thing and hatch, which will take quite a few days. Now let's see to the next section. I'm gonna have to run really quick and go get bones. Oh, I'm dumb. I could have just gone down and gotten bones, which is a lot closer. Right here. Fun fact, I tried to make, I tried to make, this setup, like my mob grinder, in the PS5 world I was in, and I failed horrendously at mimicking it. It was a very shitty version. Wow, pardon my language, a very crappy version. it didn't even have like the same, like anywhere near the same setup. It didn't like allow you to be anywhere near the spawner while you're AFKing like mine does, where I can stand right next to the spawner. It was pretty terrible. Alright, let's do this. We have some that grew to the tippy top anyways. This one's fully grown. This one's fully grown. This one's fully grown. That one's fully grown. That one's fully grown. That one's fully grown. Apologies for the loudness that is my keys, not keys, my controller. I'm not even really like putting much pressure at all, but it has a lot of clackiness to it. I also started rereading the Twilight books because my brain is very stuck on needing comfort characters and comfort things right now instead of trying to read new books, so I ended up having to read Twilight because that's one of my kind of comfort old books that I've read quite frequently when I revert back to just straight comfort stuff only and not actually new things. Things that are on that list include Supernatural, Twilight, American Horror Story is a big one for me as well. Anything Disney is pretty big up there on that list. Just a lot of stuff like that. So yeah, I started reading Twilight because it's kind of up in those lists with like Supernatural and Twilight and American Horror Story. And it's just something that I enjoy reading and watching to kind of escape from reality a little and indulge in a little bit of my dissociative tendencies without being particularly dangerous to you know, my routine or what's going on in the world or anything, because I mean, it's really not that harmful for me to dissociate a little into media that I like, rather than listening to the horror that is a lot of our worlds right now. So that's kind of what I do, is just re-indulge in comfort things, which involves things like Twilight and Supernatural, and I already rewatched Supernatural fairly recently, otherwise I would be watching Supernatural again, but for now I'm not, because I did just recently watch it. So instead I decided to do a book choice, and the book choice ended up being Twilight. But I definitely have to finish up Twilight soon, and get back to reading what I'm supposed to be reading, because I do have some ARC reads, advanced reads that I need to get through, and I have some beta reads I need to get through, and I have to work on beta reading for my book. Speaking of which, I actually was going to tell you guys, I am actively in the process of publishing a book. So I finished my early stages manuscript. The next step is to get beta readers on board that are willing to early read the book and give me feedback and kind of help me figure out the formatting and everything that I want most, and the formatting that'll appeal most to readers, and then from there forward I can work on submitting to some more publishers, which I already started doing regardless of beta reads, and or going down the road of self-publication. So it's going to be a long process for sure, but I'm definitely getting a lot further in it than I have in the last few years. This book that I'm working on is called Forever Writing, and I wrote it initially in early 2020 stage. I mean, like, I published the early parts of it in early 2020 on Wattpad, and then I never went back to it again over the years. I kept saying, like, oh, I'm going to publish that as my first book because I have, you know, everything I need for it already put together. It's going to be really simple, that sort of thing. And I just never did. I never got around to actually going the next step of being like, okay, so I have everything, so now what? And that kind of took a big backpedal for the progress of it, because I mean, if I had been working on it since when I had it early stages ready, it would probably already have been published by, you know, 2022, 2023. Now we're in 2024, almost 2025, and I have not even thought about it for, you know, the last few years. And now that I'm kind of thinking about it and getting back on track with it, I'm definitely ready to get it out there and try to get more stuff done with it and get it to be an actual published work, instead of just, hey, there's some chapters of this out there on Wattpad if you want to read it. There's, you know, 100 or so chapters, and I have 100 more minimum that are just sitting in a manuscript that you can only read if you're a beta reader, and never ever doing anything more with it. So I'm excited because I've always really wanted to get my work out there and be a published author. I'm working on some other stuff in the background too, as far as other books and projects. I think as far as my poetry goes, as far as my poetry goes, the next work would most likely be The Moon, because I have the most poems for that. Either The Moon or Spilled Ink, because I know Spilled Ink is also kind of a continuation / offshoot of the ideology in Forever Writing, which fits really well with kind of continuing Forever Writing once it gets out. But it'll either be Spilled Ink or The Moon. The Moon I have so much content for that I could add. That's why I'm like, yes, The Moon would be the next one type of thing. But it definitely isn't set in stone. I'm not sure what will be the next concept art, or not concept art, the next concept for the world of my writing and publishing. Okay, so we're gonna do some sea lanterns in here to make this a lot better lit up. There we go. Much better on the lit up properties. Light properties. Sleep again. I'm trying to sleep as much as possible to get those eggs to hatch as quickly as possible. Okay, nice. So we've got a nice little area. I'll probably work on making it a little shorter like I was planning on doing. Which means going up to the top and placing and breaking a bunch. I am going to use my shovel this time. So yeah, I'm not sure what I'm going to do for this entirely, because I know that the turtle isn't something that I can put in here. You know, normally in the aquarium I'm basing this off of, a real life aquarium I've been to that's local to me. In that aquarium they have like sharks and sea turtles and things, but we can't put turtles in here because turtles in Minecraft need land. So I don't think they can be in this. I mean, we can try with one of the turtles sometime from the project we're doing now, but I'm pretty sure it wouldn't be a possibility. So I know I'll try to do like some dolphins because they can be in the water. I know I'll definitely do tropical fish, or even just regular freshwater fish in this one, or a combination of the two because it's just a regular tank, so it doesn't really matter. I know I'm gonna need a lot of name tags because it's definitely gonna be a lot of fish and I don't want to risk them despawning at all, which is a whole new can of worms because I don't have that many name tags. Almost done with this layer. There we go. I'll do like some kelp, some seagrass, some coral on the bottom. I would have loved to have coral blocks to be able to do like block structures in this, but there isn't very likelihood right now of me finding coral blocks because I've been hunting for them for a minute and I haven't found them, so I doubt there'll be much likelihood to actually find them, which sucks. that's the way things work sometimes. Oh, damn, I totally forgot. We have more in this one for tropical fish, so we can go sort them some more and maybe breed the axolotls again. But actually, I think you can rename the buckets of fish instead of needing name tags, and then you can just put the fish down and it'll count, so. Cotton candy, anemone. So those are some ones I can use for the axolotls. That dog really just wants me to tame it. It just keeps hovering around. We'll probably put some squid in the big enclosure too. The big middle tank. Somehow we'd have to figure out how to route it correctly. Hi, Lou. I'm sure you can probably hear my cat purring in the audio right now, because she wants to be obsessively in my face and underneath my head. So yeah, I think that'll be an axolotl one instead of the original idea that I had. I'm not looking forward to how many tries this is actually going to take, because I did see someone do it on a hardcore world, and it literally took him like a whole massive grid with thousands of attempts to even manage to get a blue one, so I'm pretty worried. Sorry, little guy. I'm not really sure why I had such an intensely extreme idea for the concept of this entire build, but I really like it. It was kind of meant to be based off a real-life aquarium I've been to before, which is why it became so huge and complicated. But if we're not gonna get any of the coral blocks, and this is going to be mostly mud. Make sure it has some depth like that, and then we'll do a couple sea lanterns. And then we'll make this all filled with water as well, which is going to be a little more complex because this is also like a full closed area. So I'll have to make it water all the way up there. I think if I make spruce slabs, I can make those whole blocks, and then I can just place the water off of the block. So I need some spruce slabs. trying to get up here and it's not working well for me. There we go. I'm trying to basically just be under here and make it into an infinite source. There we go. Whoa, lag spike. I don't know if I'm going to do the kelp process with this one as well. I probably should. But you'd think it would all be source blocks if it's coming from the top down. Sleep again, so that hopefully it'll be closer to when the eggs are gonna hatch. They haven't even showed cracks yet. Alright, well, in absence of that working for me, I don't know what else to do. I'm gonna start putting stuff in my inventory away a little to get a little less cluttered of a space. That poor horse is just sitting its nose through the wall. Whoa, lag spike. I already had a bunch of turtle eggs too. I'm gonna name one of them Junior because I don't know what else to name them. Like, Junior Turtle. Junior and Turt are two other names for the turtles. It was really satisfying to have a 3-digit experience number. Now that it's back down in the 2 digits, it's kind of sad. What do you have? Nothing all that useful. That's a coral block. That's a coral block. Okay, I might go get some emeralds. I forgot those dudes can trade us coral. So I might just take a bunch of emeralds and just repeatedly try to trade with wandering traders for coral. Because we have plenty of emeralds, so it's really not a bother at all. We'll buy some lily pads because why not? We'll buy some coral block. And we'll buy some dye. Because their trades don't reset. Well, we got some yellow coral. We'll have to keep an eye out for some other ones. Was there a wandering trader in the village? I could have sworn there was a wandering trader over here. I guess not. But we can kill this iron golem while we're here for the sake of having some iron to farm. Alright, let's go back to the aquarium. We'll eventually have the paths interconnecting over to the aquarium as well, but since it's not finished, I didn't figure I'd do it yet. That's gonna be a problem too, the fact that random mobs like sheep like to spawn in here. Anyways, I guess for right now, that's probably going to be all today. I guess I'll work on the turtle idea next time. That's all for today, so I will see you guys next time. Be sure to take your meds, drink some water, eat some food, take care of yourselves. I will see you guys next time. Bye!